Well, good Friday morning to you. Chris Hare here, the world champion crypto cowboy, bringing you an update on Ethereum. And everybody's kind of wondering what's happening. It looks like we're finding a floor. So is it setting us up for a trap for more downside? Or are we actually going to make a run up here? We're going to break it down in the charts today. We're going to start off with that hourly. We're going to work all the way out to a weekly. So I'm going to give you some targets for over the weekend and probably through most of next week. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll go ahead and get started. Start off with a crypto fear and greed index, just like we do every single video. Currently at a 21, we've dropped down from about 25 over the Christmas holiday. This measures market sentiment. It tells us if people are scared or if they're greedy, what's going on right now. People are scared to death, but I also use this to make spot purchases. When we drop down into fear, I buy a little bit. When we drop down into extreme fear, I buy a little more. It's a strategy that's worked well for me. And then I sit on it, forget about it, wait till we get up into greed, and I start selling it off. When we get into extreme greed, I sell it out. And I'll show you on a BTCC exchange, since we've been in fear, I've been dollar cost averaging up to about $400 in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Currently, we're about $20 in the hole, but like I said, these take time. If you need an exchange to trade on, BTCC is a great one. They've got a great special going on right now. 10% cash back bonus on your first time deposit. So if you deposit up to $100,000, you get $10,000 back. You get better exchange trading fees. There's no KYC. You'll find a link in my description. If nothing else, go get you some free money. Moving out to the liquidation heat map. This is where I start my day. I start my trades. Everything hinges off of what goes on here. This is what market makers use to track your liquidity. They don't really care about TA. They just work the charts, and it's why it's so manipulated. They just work it by chasing after your liquidation points on your short and long trades. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below price action is a long trade. And cumulatively, right now on a weekly, we've got about $1.19 billion worth of shorts to liquidate at this time. And then we've got about $746 million worth of long trade. So the imbalance is still to the upside. There's a bright pocket here right about 28.22. Kind of tapped down on it. I think these are longs that just got open. There is a pocket of liquidity up here around 29.73 and on up to 3,000 to 3,100. But we'll get into the charts, figure out exactly what that means for us. I do post all of these charts in the crypto school. You'll find a link to that in my description. If you really want to learn to trade or you really want to learn to invest, the crypto school is the place to be. You'll have direct access to me along with another lineup of great coaches. Go ahead and check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. But looking at Ethereum on the hourly, I almost posted a video last night. I made it, and we were right about here. We were right about $2,950. Actually, we were right down here. We were at 28.90 and we started to run up. So I held off on the video. I thought maybe that might be the run, but it did kind of exactly what I thought it did. It went just a little higher, but we rejected just the same. Now the question begs, I want you to pay attention here because we've just been in a range somewhere around $3,000 all the way down to about $2,800. We've just been ranging since the 19th of December. My question is here, do we find support about 28.90? We've tapped it twice. This will be the third time if we come back down to it. Do we find support here and start working up to this golden zone that sits about 3,005 to 30.37, or do we work on down and try to take out the 28.39 area? I'm going to go out to a 4-hour because it tells the story. So here's where I'm at for today. We've worked out of this descending channel that we put in, and it's been quite a while back, probably since about the flash crash on October 10th. Now we've moving out of that descending channel, but you can see we've never lost support below about $2,720. There's a head and shoulders on the macro charts that I was kind of watching here, but sometimes those things like to come down, validate, and take off. We're stuck in this retracement zone. We have been since about the beginning of December and just haven't moved out of it. We tried to climb up once. It was a pretty good trade. We took the short down, but since then I've just been sitting. I feel like this might be corrective, but it might not. So until we get out of this range of about $2,930 to about $2,793, it's just a no trade for me. It's hard to really decide where to go. I really feel like we're probably going to see a bounce somewhere here around 28.70 and maybe work up to this golden zone at 3,000 to 3,150. If we can get above that, then your daily 50 sits up here at 3,300 to 3,500. If we move down out of this retracement zone and lose it, then I think things get ugly. typically when you lose your support on a descending channel, it gets even worse. And that's going to probably put us down. The first targets are going to be 23.95 to 21.12. Moving out on the daily, we can get a better understanding of what's going on in the macro. There's the descending channel that we were talking about from the flash crash. We did drop below the wick, way below the wick. But you can see we've made this big liquidity sweep, but now we're trying to find support on the bottom side of it. We found support at 27.93, but now we found support at about 28.81. The question is, do we start working up through all these lines that are just heavy resistance? Or do we plunge on down here, 23.95 to 23.12? That's the big question. It's really hard to give direction right now until we break out of this retracement zone that we've been in. We're right in between the daily golden zone and the daily extension. So it's kind of in the middle. The weekly chart kind of paints either a dismal picture or we're headed way up. You can see we've got a left shoulder here. The head comes up here, the right shoulder. The target's about $400, so it could get really ugly. I don't think we're going to go that low. That's why I think we may bounce here, somewhere around 27.29 and start working up to 35.82 to 41.82 at least. I think 59 to 71 is the outlier, but if Bitcoin can make a run, then I think Ethereum will too. The other option is we come all the way down to the bottom of this retracement zone, retest 21.58, and then start working up. But if we lose this retracement zone, once we lose this validation line, you can see in the dotted green, I'm going to watch this retracement zone very close. If we lose it, you've got one more shot at about $1,690 before something's right with this head and shoulders pattern. But I'm holding out hope that that's not it. You could argue there's an inverse head and shoulders on the books too that would validate somewhere around $5,000 if you did get up that high. So there's a couple of different things going on. I think it's just to sit, wait, and see. Not get in a hurry. Let's wait till the first of the year, see what's going on. I'm not trading right now. I'm just kind of waiting to see where we break out or break down to. I'm just looking for a bigger trade. This stuff is what gets you liquidated. It's what gets you stopped out, and then you end up losing more money than you make. So it's just not worth trading right now. That's kind of where I'm at. But I'm going to wrap it up for today. Go ahead and like, subscribe, tap that bell notification, and leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us get out to more people. But I've got some work to do around the ranch today. I'll be in and out. Might post an AVAX video later today, and then we'll wrap it up with Bitcoin tonight. We'll talk to you after a while. Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy. We'll see you down the road.